We have a question from Brandon. I was curious on the specifics of what kind of salad you eat. Well, I buy my favorite thing to do is buy the bag salads at the store and just don't put the. They usually have like croutons. I don't put the croutons in there because that's just extra. I mean, it's extra calorie, and I don't think it adds that much to the salad anyway. Um, Soups, salads for me, over at the Ice House here in Murray, they have a really good salad. And over at Landmark Grill here in Midvale, they have a Cobb salad, a Greek Cobb salad that's fantastic. Personally, I think the key is to get as many vegetables as you can. And the recipe to my vegetable soup, where did I share that? That's in the book Attempts, and it's also oh boy, I want to say it's on the course, but if you just type in online Weight Watchers vegetable soup, that's the recipe I use the most. For me, the key to a good vegetable soup, and I'm not great at it, is if you can have time. Time seems to be the most important thing. And if you're just using vegetables, you're not putting barley or a pasta in it. You have to have some real variations of vegetables in there. Celery, celery will give it a crunch, but if you cook celery in too long, it loses everything, just kind of flattens out. For example, there are certain members of the potato family that are actually pretty good, but once they sog out, they just become kind of soggy. Um, I learned this from Thomas, my son-in-law, is that and you're going to have to experiment with this. I'm no expert. Is that you put in certain vegetables at certain times. So, and just a ballpark thing that I've discovered, root vegetables, that is anything that grows in the ground, those can go in earlier. That'd be things like carrots. Now, some potato family, I really like those fingerling potatoes for this, and those purples and reds and stuff. Um, you put the root vegetables in first, and then as you radishes, by the way, work really well in soups, and then you let those slow cook. Let those slow cook at a lower heat. Okay, when I slow cook, I put it on hot for maybe, let it, it takes a while to heat up, but once it's hot, and you can tell because when you touch it, it's hot. Let that happen a little bit, and then I bring the temperature way down, and I let everything just kind of sit and simmer. Let the root vegetables go for a couple hours, and then add the other ones on top, the more the more leafy vegetables, and then that way, the more leafy ones, they tend to really, if you know what I'm talking about, they really shred out. And then towards the end is when I get a little more serious with towards the end is when I'd add things that have already been prepared, like maybe kimchi and stuff like that. What I'm doing now is I'm taking the bowl of vegetable soup, and then I put the kimchi on top. We use a lot of green onions here in the house. So green onions, I've discovered, work best at the end, because then it keeps that little taste and that little bit of crunch. Brandon, I hope that helps. I know it wasn't very specific and a little vague, but when you're working with vegetables, you have to be, because there's so many kinds. Okay, thank you.